brought to you by Asahi Super Dry Beer, embodying the refreshing taste of modern Japan. Go beyond the expected. The 0-1. Ohtani takes again. Strike two. Back-to-back breaking balls to start the night for Freddie Peralta. Ohtani steps out and asks for time. In Game 1, Shohei was 0 for 2 at the plate. He walked 3 times. One was intentional. He did hit a ball hard, 100 miles per hour, but right at the first baseman, Vaughn. It's a step forward in what's been a cold postseason. Peralta's 0-2 pitch stays outside and misses downstairs. Another curve from Peralta. We have yet to see a fastball from the man named Fastball Freddie. He sets up on the third base side of the rubber. Ohtani standing tall in the box, the 1-2. And that misses downstairs, 2-2.
Well, that's the fastball. We were talking with some of the Brewers people earlier. Fastball changeup, that's normally what Peralta has at his arsenal all the time. Question is going to be the curveball and the slider.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Peralta's pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ohtani chased the slider down below the zone. And his postseason woes continue with a game-opening K.
And he just offering it too many pitches that are really non-competitive pitches that are down well out of the strike zone.
And that sends the fans going crazy, and they now take their seats after out number 1 of this first inning. Here's Mookie Betts. The game-winning RBI last night, a bases-loaded walk in the 9th. Otherwise 0 for 4 at the plate. Takes a first pitch ball from Peralta, slider low and away. Betts just 1 for 12 lifetime against the right-hander. That one hit, a home run. He was only struck out once, though. The 1-0 pitch. That hooks to the outside corner. A fastball at 95 to even the count. This is Peralta's 3rd postseason start this year. Pitched 2 games in the division series. Split those decisions against the Cubs. 1 win and 1 loss. He deals and misses down and in. 2-1 now on Betts. He is excellent here at home at American Family Field this year. 7-0 Peralta with a 1.53 ERA. Or excuse me, 9-1 with a 1.77 ERA. Swing and a miss, strike 2 to square the count on Betts.
That ERA at home tied along with Paul Skeens for the lowest in baseball by starting pitchers.
And on a 2-2 pitch, Betts spins back on ball 3 up and in. A fastball at 94 from Peralta. After last night, Betts driving in a run. The Dodgers 3-0 this season when he has 1 RBI. Peralta's payoff pitch misses downstairs by a couple of inches. Not a bad pitch, just a great take from Betts. He has a 1-out walk in the first.
Well, this game's only a few minutes old. See what your thoughts are. Last night, I got the feeling the crowd was filled with anticipation. I get the feeling that it's filled with concern tonight because there's no question. Brewers cannot afford to go down 0-2 in this series.
Freddie Freeman at the plate, 1 on, 1 out, no score in the first. First pitch, he checks a swing, a fastball clips the outside corner, strike 1. Yeah, I would agree with you, Mo. I think there's definitely an energy, but more so a nervous energy because fans know the history. Best of 7 series, if you go down 0-2, the odds of a comeback are minuscule. Peralta misses outside, 1-1 on Freeman.
Yeah, I think it's going really from anticipation to tension. Understandably so, and they've got their best on the mound right here with Peralta.
Freeman went deep last night, 2 for 5 with a home run and a double. He swings through the 1-1 fastball. Advantage Peralta in the count.
Well, Freddie Peralta does. We talked about Snell last night. He observes hitters. What's their weakness? Are they behind on fastballs? Are they out in front of all-speed pitches? He reads swings well.
Ball and 2 strikes. Peralta steps into the stretch. Here's the pitch. Freeman pulls it in the air to right field, right at Jackson Churio, who comes in and makes the catch. So a looping line out for Freddie Freeman. That's out number 2 in this first inning.
Well, for the Dodgers so far in postseason, they have scored in the first inning a total of just 1 run in all the games that they played to this point.
And that happened in the first game of the postseason. Shohei Ohtani's leadoff home run in the wild card series. And since that 2 home run game, Ohtani now 2 for 25 with 10 strikeouts. Here's Will Smith in the cleanup spot. First pitch from Peralta. Hooks outside. A slider is ball 1. Betts on first, 2 outs. No score. Game 2 just getting rolling here in Milwaukee. The pitch. Smith takes. That's a strike. And a changeup landing at the knees. Smith 4 for 13 in his career against Peralta with a home run. He was walked 3 times and struck out twice. Coming off a 2-hit performance in Game 1. On a 1-1 pitch, Smith swings and a little tardy on a fastball. Underneath it, fouls it back over the net behind home plate. That's strike 2. That'll bring the home crowd to their feet. The yellow rally towels waving around as Peralta gets into his windup. The 1-2 pitch to Will Smith. Strike 3 swinging. A fastball at 95, bookending K's in a scoreless first for Peralta, who works around a 1-out walk. No. Here's the catcher. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is set. Steps back with his left leg. Plants, twirls, and fires. His first pitch, Churriel flies the ball to the opposite field, drifting back, going back. It is gone! Into the Dodger bullpen. Churriel ambushes Yamamoto and sends AmFam Field into a frenzy. 1-0 Brewers after 1 pitch in Game 2.
That's exactly what the Brewers needed. Get off to a hot start. Last night in 9 innings, they had only 1 at-bat with a runner in scoring position. Well, they had one here in scoring position, but He didn't stay there very long.
So the Dodgers down 1-0 after one pitch from Yamamoto. Now Bryce Terang takes ball one low, a curve from Yamamoto. And so Milwaukee remains a house of horrors for the right-hander. 1-0 pitch, swung on and bounced foul. That outing was on July 7th. Yamamoto threw 41 pitches and did not make it out of the first inning. Just 2 outs recorded, 5 runs, 3 of them earned, 4 hits, including a homer, 2 walks, and for the only time in his career did not record a single strikeout. Terang waves and misses at a high fastball. It's 1-2.
Well, the Brewers were not able to figure out last night. It was the off-speed pitch by Snow.
Yep. And piggybacking off that, Mo, I do not understand the pitch selection.
Nope.
The 1-2 pitch is bounced to third. Muncy is there, side saddle on a short hop. He throws to Freddie Freeman. That's out number 1. The Brewers are a good fastball hitting team. Now, that was a fastball that probably wasn't Yamamoto's best. It was thigh high. But to start the game with a heater after a night in which they could not touch the off-speed, and your best pitch is the off-speed, and you have another couple breaking balls in your arsenal,
No, you're not going to sneak a fastball, and especially if it's a big part of the plate. I don't care what the count is, but that's not the way to start off a game, obviously.
William Contreras, 1 out, bases empty, 1-0 Milwaukee. Swings at a first pitch splitter, strike 1. Contreras last night 0 for 3 with a walk and a K. He is basically the engine for the Brewers. That's how it's played out this postseason. Grounds it to first. Freddie knocks it down on the backhand. Yamamoto is covering the bag. Freddie finds the ball and fields it to him to get out number 2. So Yamamoto did not hesitate off the mound. A ground ball to first base. Freddie Freeman knocked it down with the backhand. Couldn't find it for a brief second.
And you know what also helped that play was the fact is the defensive alignment, because Freeman was playing well off the line, really towards the second base bag. That's the only reason he could even backhand the ball, and alertly Yamamoto was there, and he was able to wait for the throw.
Now Christian Yelich. The Dodgers in the first inning. Yamamoto's pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. First pitch cutter. That was down and in. Yelich last night 0 for 3. Struck out twice, walked once in the 9th. The 0-1 pitch misses up and in. Back-to-back cutters from Yamamoto. It's a 1-1 count.
Well, last night the Brewers could not really use part of their big threat, and that is to run the bases. They had one runner picked off trying to steal.
On a 1-1, Yelich holds the trigger. Yamamoto just misses the inside corner with a fastball at 97.
Yamamoto did not give up many stolen bases during the regular season, but I'll tell you what, the Brewers are going to push the issue if they get the opportunity.
The 2-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and chopped foul on the first base side. Well, the Brewers equal their run total from Game 1 after just one pitch here tonight. Solo home run from Jackson Chourio. Yamamoto trying to get the final out of the first inning. He needs one more strike. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Broken back, ground ball to the left side. Muncy over, cuts it off. Sexton throws to Freeman, and that will end the inning. So after the first pitch home run, Yamamoto gets 3 outs in succession on 11 pitches. 12 in total in the first inning. We go to the second. 1-0 Milwaukee.
AM 570 LA Sports. Streaming on the iHeartRadio.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so.
Peralta has the pitch from Contreras. His first pitch to Max Muncy. This is high, ball one. Muncy 0 for 2 last night, walked twice and scored once. His last 4 games, he's 4 for his last 9 with a double, 3 walks, and a couple runs scored. On a 1-0 pitch, Muncy holds the trigger and takes strike one. A slider clipping the outside corner.
A guy that changes speeds as much and as well as Peralta. I think it behooves hitters to be thinking more up the middle than trying to pull the ball.
The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. There's a fastball by Muncy's barrel. 93 for Peralta.
And that was inside. So he challenged him in. Now does he go away with something soft?
Peralta led the National League this year with 17 wins. Delivers a 1-2. Muncy does not offer at a curveball away.
And that was to set up the fastball in. Then he goes soft away. Now where does he go?
Peralta's got a 4-pitch mix to choose from here. Ahead of this 2-2. Here he goes. Muncy swings and pops it high in the air, third base side. Drifting into foul ground is Durbin. Next to the warning track. He makes the catch to secure the first out of the second inning. Dino Ebel, the third base coach, had to get out of the way of that. That's out number 1. So Muncy gives way to Teoscar Hernandez, and those two, Mo, featured in one of the wildest plays we have ever seen in the postseason last night. A 404-foot double play ball off the bat of Muncy. Hernandez was the runner on third.
And officially, even though it was off of a glove, it would have been over the wall, officially scored as a ground ball double play.
Ball one low, a curve misses to Hernandez. Teo owned up to it today. Met with the media pregame and said, I blanked it up. He did not say blanked. You can figure out
fill in the blank
word he used. The 0-1 pitch from Peralta. That misses downstairs. It's a slider. Back-to-back breaking balls. 2-0 for Teo.
Well, there was a lot of confusion on that play, including Will Smith, who was the runner at second base. He was waving the runner at first back to the first base back as well.
The 2-0 from Peralta. That misses low. Ball 3. A changeup. So Hernandez has yet to see a fastball. Tommy Edman in the on-deck circle. 1-0 Brewers. Bases empty, 1 out in the second. Teoscar Hernandez in the driver's seat, 3-0. The pitch. He's taking all the way, and it is called strike 1. Off the inside corner, Hernandez was getting ready to toss the bat. So Gabe Morales gave Peralta strike 1. After a pitcher's pitch, the 3-1 pitch. Jammed him. Pops it in the air, foul. That would have been ball 4. It's fouled to the top of the Brewer dugout. And now the count is full.
One thing I have noticed in this 2-game series is that the Brewers outfield plays much deeper than what the Dodgers line up defensively.
And that has helped them record several home run robberies this year alone. From 3-0 to full, the count has gone on Hernandez. A payoff from Peralta. Hernandez lifts one high in the air. Left field, drifting back. This ball is gone. Teo ties it up with a solo home run to left field.
Well, if he gets hot, watch out. So the count was 3-0, and it goes full to 3-2. And Teoscar Hernandez gets the Dodgers on the board. It's a new ball game. And for Daniels Jewelers, proud sponsor of the trip around the diamond and your family jeweler since 1948. So I encourage you to visit danielsjewelers.com/baseball for a free baseball bracelet along with $50 off a $99 coupon.
It was a 3-2 curveball in the inside corner, and Teo did not miss. So 1-1 as Tommy Edmonds steps in and takes strike 1. In his first at-bat presented by Edmonds.
And I think the fact, Stephen, that he hit a curveball on a payoff pitch is really an added bonus as far as the psyche of a hitter.
The 0-1 to Edmond misses up and away. Get an offer for your car. Find your next one all on Edmonds.com.
Excuse me, I say that because, a lot of guys 3-2. I'm looking dead red fastball. No, he stayed back on the breaking ball.
The pitch. That's a strike. Edmond takes a fastball down the middle, 1-2.
We saw Freddie Freeman's home run last night. It was sky high. And so was this one that Teoscar hit.
this postseason. To tie the game at 1. The 1-2 to Edman, and Tommy pulls one to right field. Churio waits a moment, now drifting back onto the warning track. He makes the catch. That's out number 2.
Good swing.
Really good pass from Edman.
And again, good swing, especially since it was a 2-strike count.
Two outs, nobody on. Here's Kike Hernandez.
This is about where hitters go back, and everybody else says, what did you see? What did the breaking ball look like? What about the changeup? Is the fastball, does it have the life that we expect it to have?
The pitch. And misses outside, apparently. And it looked like it had the plate, but ball 1 for Kike. Fastball at 96 from Peralta. This postseason, Kike batting .346. Takes a 1-0 pitch from Peralta, which is a changeup dancing in there to level the count 1-1. 2 for 4 last night when Hernandez with a double and 2 Ks. Game tied at 1. Here's a 1-1 pitch. And that misses downstairs on a change. 2-1 for Kike. Hernandez with hits in 11 of his last 15 games. Swinging a hot bat. The 2-1, he swings and he chops it foul on the third base side, and that squares the count 2-2. Brewers fans start to stand. 2-2 pitch. Hernandez with a ground ball base hit into center field, right up the middle. Between Ortiz and Terang. That's short and second, respectively. A 2-out single continues the inning for the Dodgers.
That was a fastball pretty much a little bit to the outer part of the plate. So I talked earlier, so, a guy that changes speeds, give you different eye levels, the breaking ball, the fastball, yes, it's in the upper 90s, mid-90s. But think left center to right center. Don't try to pull the ball.
Andy Pages should be thinking right center. Right side of the infield wide open as he steps in. 2 outs and a runner on. First pitch swinging, and he fouls away strike 1. A curveball 6 inches inside.
Well, what I'm noticing, a couple of things with Pages, and you just mentioned the fact, he's not really waiting for strikes in the strike zone. The other part, too, is his swing has gotten really long.
And his axis is all off. The shoulder plane is just pulling up. It's just throwing everything off, and he's trying to swing his way out of this slump. He takes ball 1 low. A fastball makes it 1-1.
Oh, you lost me now. Now you're going axis.
Basically, things are out of whack, and if you looked at his line, 1 for 27, an .037 batting average. That much is obvious. The 1-1 pitch, he shoots it down the right field line, slices into the corner for a hit. Fair ball down the line. Green light from Dino Ebel. Kike Hernandez coming around. Here's the relay home. He's safe. Andy Pages busts out of a postseason slump with a go-ahead double here in the second. 2-1 Dodgers.
And he stayed back on the ball, not being out in front of it. That's been really problematic for Pages in recent weeks. A little too anxious. That swing got a little bit too long. Well, stay back. Hit the ball where it's pitched.
Took a changeup to the right field corner. So back-to-back 2-out hits flip the scoreboard, and now the Dodgers ahead. A mound visit for the Brewers is brought to you by Jacoby and Myers, because everyone deserves justice.
And, Steven, you don't get that base hit on a changeup if you're trying to pull the ball because you're way out in front of it. That's what Pages has been, out in front. Along with the guy that's coming to home plate right now. He's pulling off the ball, has been way out in front of too many pitches.
Pages with a breakthrough swing. Can Ohtani follow suit? 2-1 Dodgers in the second. 2 outs and a runner on second. Strike 1 called against Ohtani. That was a tough one. A changeup low and outside. So it's 0-1. Peralta into the stretch. The pitch. That's strike 2. Ohtani takes a fastball at the knees on the inner half. And he will ask for time. So he struck out on a slider in the first inning.
So far, he has taken in 2 at-bats 4 called strikes.
steps back in, prepared for an 0-2 pitch. Here it is. Ohtani rips it to right, but right at Chourio. Comes in to retrieve the sinking liner, and Ohtani is retired. The inning is over. But the Dodgers get a solo home run from Teoscar Hernandez and an RBI double from Andy Pages to score Kike Hernandez. Away.
All in.
Ball one inside, a splitter to start. It was 1-0 Brewers after one pitch in the first. Jackson Chourio ambushing a first pitch fastball. The 1-0 to Vaughn. That misses inside again. 2-0. Four-seamer from Yamamoto at 97. Vaughn last night went 0 for 3. Did homer twice in the division series. Hits it on the ground. Eats up. Muncy at third. He tries to pick it up and throw to first. The throw is high. Freddie Freeman secures it to keep it from going into the Brewer dugout. It's a sharply hit ground ball to third base. And on a hop, it hit Muncy in the chest. Bounced to his left. And he couldn't recover in time. So the Brewers have the leadoff batter on. It has scored an error on Muncy. So E5. And Mo, we talked about this before yesterday, how this series could hinge on the Dodgers' ability to catch and throw the ball cleanly.
Well, it's a good thing that Freddie Freeman, the first baseman, 6'5", because that was close to being 2 errors on one play.
Grounded to Freeman. It's called a foul ball. And Freeman's throw trying to get 2 went into left field, but the play was blown dead by Adam Beck at first base. Ground ball right along the first base line, it seemed, but deemed foul. And so Vaughn will come back, and that's strike one on Frelick.
Yeah, first basemen have a bit of a problem when you're fielding the ball and right at the bag. You touch the bag, and by the time you turn to make the throw, that runner is between you and your shortstop coming across.
Muncy on the cut of the grass at third. The 0-1 from Yamamoto. Frelick chops it in fair territory to first. Freddie fields it, goes to Betts. The throw back, skips by Yamamoto off the front of the Brewer dugout, back into the field of play. And so Frelick is aboard. Yamamoto is tapping his chest saying, Mookie, I should have had that turn to complete the double play.
Well, just not a good throw coming over from Betts. And he didn't have a whole lot of time either to make that throw. Frelick runs pretty darn well.
Yeah, so not a good trade for the Dodgers in terms of base runner. Vaughn is off. Frelick is on. So Vaughn come on to the cut of the grass to try and impact the throw. But it was the return throw that skipped by Yamamoto. So Frelick on first, now 1 out. 2-1 Dodgers in the bottom of the second inning. Here's Caleb Durbin. After a long pause, Yamamoto kicks and fires. Durbin grounds it foul to third. Strike one.
Keep in mind, for Yamamoto, we mentioned he only gave up 7 stolen bases during the regular season. 5 were caught trying to steal.
Frelick with a casual lead next to Freddie Freeman. He's staying for the 0-1 pitch. That's ripped foul. Again on the third base side, strike 2.
The kind of unique situation with the Brewers as far as their speed. Turang, 24 stolen bases. Overall, the Brewers stole more bases than any team in the National League, 146. So Turang leads it, but they had 7 players with 14 stolen bases or more. So it's a team that can run.
1 on, 1 out, 0-2 on Durbin. Yamamoto coming home. Strike 3 called. Throws him with a fastball at the knees at 97. That's the first strikeout for Yamamoto. 2 gone in the second inning.
Yamamoto right now looks like more in sync in the second inning than he did in the first few batters in that first inning.
The 8th spot of the order at the plate now. It's Jake Bauers starting in left field today. Typically a platoon bat at first with Andrew Vaughn, but Pat Murphy wants both in the lineup. Swing and a miss, strike 1. A curve down and in. Gets a whiff from Bauers, who is perhaps the hottest Brewers hitter entering Game 2.
So they just had to find a way to get his bat into the lineup. Murph was saying it's a little bit of a trade-off defensively.
They've taken a risk, but they want the bat in there. He's 3 for 5 in this postseason. This is just his second start of the postseason. Came off the bench last night with a pinch hit double in the ninth, an automatic double that perhaps was a break for the Dodgers. The 0-1 from Yamamoto. Grounded to left side. Betts handles on a hop, sets and throws to first to strike to Freddie Freeman, and that completes the inning. So despite the leadoff error, putting Vaughn on base, Yamamoto puts up a 0, a shutdown second. 2-1 Dodgers as we go to the third. He's already at 45 pitches after just 2 innings. His first pitch of the third. Betts hits it on the ground. A short routine for Ortiz. 1 pitch, 1 out for Peralta.
Well, October baseball, Game 3, 4 and 5 if needed. The championship series at Dodger Stadium Thursday through Saturday. Now, Thursday's game is at 3:08. Friday is scheduled at 5:38. So don't get left out. Postseason tickets available right now. Dodgers.com/postseason.
The pitch. Misses low and outside. Ball 1 on Freddie Freeman, who's 0 for 1. Good contact on a ball in the first inning, but Jackson Chourio was there to make the catch. The 1-0. That stays outside. Ball 2. Freddie Freeman last night hit his 15th career postseason home run. 10 of them have been go-ahead homers. Tied for the most all-time in postseason history with Jose Altuve of the Astros. On a 2-0. Freeman takes. It's strike 1. A fastball at the knees, 93 miles per hour. Dodgers 2, Brewers 1. Bases empty, 1 out in the third inning. The 2-1 pitch. Freeman with a big cut. He's ahead of a slider. 2-2.
Frelick, the center fielder, moves over more towards left center with 2 strikes.
Expecting a 2-strike approach from Freeman. The pitch. And Freeman hits a ground ball, ramps up the mound, off the middle, and it's fielded behind the bag by Ortiz, the shortstop, and he throws to first to get the second out.
It looked like that ball was going to hit the second base bag.
And I think that's what caused Ortiz kind of pause for a moment as it took that final hop. It ramped right off the mound and nearly bounced to the bag at second, but Ortiz calmly made the play. So 2 outs and the bases stay empty for Will Smith. Smith struck out, ending the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Takes a first pitch strike from Peralta. A curve on the outside corner. Peralta above average in that regard, throwing first pitch strikes better than 63% of the time this year. The 0-1. That hooks low and outside. And that evens up the count.
Peralta's really stood out as well. Not only that low ERA at home, but also leadoff hitters of an inning. Just a 175 average all year.
On a 1-1, Smith hangs back but pops it straight up on the infield. Calling for it, Ortiz. Comes in on the grass from short, and he makes the catch. And so the Dodgers go down in order in the third. No change in the score. 2-1 LA. 2.5 innings complete. Here's the pitch. It is ball one, a curveball that just misses downstairs toward the outside corner. Ortiz, Borden Garden Grove, waiting on a 1-0. Swings and grounds it right back to Yamamoto. Fields it on one hop, takes his time, and throws over to Freddie Freeman. Out number one in the third inning.
Pitch efficiency. Well, we saw that last night. Arguably one of the better postseason games pitched. Blake Snell last night.
Ever.
I mean, what he did was just amazing.
Faced the minimum 24 batters to get through 8 one-hit innings. Here's Jackson Chourio. He's responsible for the lone Brewers run today. Flashes bunt, pulls it back, and takes strike one. A high cutter from Yamamoto. It was a first pitch four-seam fastball down at the thighs at 97. And Chourio had it timed up for a leadoff home run. Swinging a tapper, fielded foul, says the home plate umpire, Gabe Morales. Will Smith hopped in front of the plate to try and keep it / sell it fair, but could not. It's 0-2.
I thought that Snell's post-game comments were really something. He said, look, he was observing what the Brewers were doing. He says, I had a pretty good game plan. He said, but I was reading the bats to see what would happen on the swings.
Here comes the 0-2. Chourio strikes out swinging. Yamamoto pumped a fastball by him at 96 on the inner half. Chourio nodding his head. A sign of respect as he goes back to the dugout. 2 gone in this third inning.
Well, that was a mighty swing for 2 strikes.
2 Ks now for Yamamoto. Here's Bryce Turang. Turang 0 for 1. He grounded out to Muncy his first time up. First pitch from Yamamoto. A splitter. Tails outside, ball 1. A 1-0 from Yamamoto. Evens the count. The curve drops in on the other half.
Oh, just watching the crowd. There are a lot of people. They have not taken their seats yet. I'm not talking about just this inning. I'm talking about for the night so far.
There's the 1-1. Turang swings and shoots it into left field for a base hit. A 2-out single from Turang. Keeps the third inning alive for Milwaukee.
And that's the first swing that we've really seen tonight by the Brewers, where they're thinking, look, I'm going to stay back behind the ball and hit what I see, inside-out swing.
And took a cutter from Yamamoto. There's 2 outs in the third. William Contreras, the batter. The pitch. Check swing, foul ball, strike 1. Contreras 0 for 1, grounded out to Freeman in the first inning. 0 for 4 in the series. Said that he's the engine for the Brewers. In their 3 postseason wins, he's 5 for 13. In their 3 losses, he's 1 for 10. On an 0-1 pitch, Contreras swings and misses. Strike 2. Good splitter from Yamamoto. Contreras might have got a little piece of that, but it was tipped in the glove of Smith.
That's a new wrinkle for Yamamoto coming in with that splitter. Keep in mind, Turang mentioned earlier, he led the Brewers at 24 stolen bases.
The 0-2. Turang stays. And Contreras lines it to short, and there's Mookie Betts. Perfectly positioned, reached to his backhand, and made the catch for the final out. A loud out, but an out nonetheless. So a 2-out single stranded by Yamamoto. Still 2-1 Dodgers. They're going.
Let's see if we.
Muncy 0 for 1, foul out to third base. Pitch 55 of the ball game from Peralta. Here's a high strike one. Fastball at 94. Belly button high on Muncy. The 0-1 pitch. This is way upstairs. Fastball at 93, 1-1.
I was watching Muncy in batting practice today. It's not always indicative of what you might do in a game, obviously, but he did not have a bad session at all. A few pitches deposited in right field in the stands.
1-1 misses up and away. Advantage Muncy in the count. Yeah, with the way the ball, so you have the panels closed, the windows in the outfield, so the ball carries better with the roof closed here at AmCam Field, and especially to right field. The 2-1 pitch. Muncy rips it to right. Leaping at first is Vaughn, and he makes the catch for the first out. And gosh, the Dodgers at this point, Mo, they are up 2-1. But if not for some perfectly positioned Brewers, they would have a few more hits and perhaps more runs.
Yeah, and right now, whatever the notes are that they're comparing in the dugouts after their at-bats, just stay with it. We're seeing some good swings. Their pitch selection has been very good, and they've hit the ball hard.
Here's Teoscar Hernandez, who hit a curveball hard out of here to tie the game at 1 back in the second inning. Takes the first pitch strike from Peralta here in the fourth. 1 out, nobody on. 2-1 LA. 4 home runs in the postseason. 10 driven in by Teoscar Hernandez. Peralta's pitch misses by an inch downstairs, 1-1.
Postseason. I love it. 2-1 final last night. Dodgers win. They lead it 2-1 here tonight, game 2.
With a lot of ball game left. On a 1-1. Peralta misses downstairs, ball 2.
Not only a lot of ball game left in this one, there's a lot of baseball left in this series. To see who advances to the World Series.
Peralta's 2-1. Hernandez swings and fouls it straight back of the net. And the count evens up. Well, Hernandez having an RBI, Mo, it's typically a good sign. In his Dodgers tenure, when he drives in a run, they win about 75% of the games.
Yeah, and it's also a wonderful confidence booster.
Even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Peralta deals. Hernandez checks his swing on ball 3 upstairs. A fastball misses a couple feet north of the zone.
As soon as I went to 2 strikes, Stephen, really the center fielder moved way over in the right center field.
Remember, it was a 3-2 curveball Hernandez hit out to left. What does he get here in the fourth? A 3-2 pitch. Hernandez hits it on the ground to third, fielded by Durbin, who shuffles and throws. It's a low throw, dug out by a stretching Vaughn at first. In time to get Hernandez by a step. 2 gone.
And that ball was hit pretty well. Hey, folks, your Dodgers, your players, your postseason. So you can follow all the postseason action. Just download the MLB app. It's the #1 app for live baseball, and you can take it with you wherever you go.
2 outs, Tommy Edman at the plate. 2-1 Dodgers in the fourth. Swing and a miss, strike 1. If you were curious what pitch Peralta threw in that full count to Hernandez, it was a slider. One of his 2 breaking balls that he has in the 4-pitch arsenal. A quick pitch to Edman, and Tommy Edman times it up in the air, right center field. It 1 hops off the warning track and into the Dodger bullpen. So an automatic double for Tommy Edman with 2 outs. You see that time and again from Peralta where he will make it a quick kick in his delivery coming home. And Tommy Edman was ready for it.
Yeah, just trying to change the cadence. And if hitters are not ready for it, especially early in the count, I mean, you wind up with strike 1 and wonder, hey, wait a minute, that was different.
Here's Kike Hernandez, 1 for 1 with a base hit and a run scored. First pitch from Peralta, misses high, ball 1. If you recall, in the second inning, it was back-to-back hits with 2 outs that gave the Dodgers the lead. Kike singled, and then Pages brought him home with a double. Still 2-1. 2 outs. Edman on second. Peralta's 1-0 pitch. Misses inside. Hernandez has to shoot out of the way of ball 2. Kike Hernandez with the high blue socks. The Dodgers in their road grays. Brewers in their cream home whites. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a foul ball off the end of the bat. Dribbles to the backstop. 2-1.
Yeah, that's that swing that Kike Hernandez uses where he, in the act of swinging, his right foot, his back foot slides back. Not just a couple of inches. It slides back about 2 feet.
He's now 3 for 6 in his career against Freddie Peralta. The 2-1 pitch. Same result. Fouled straight back to the backstop. There's a fastball away at 95. That levels the count 2-2. Here go the rally towels. Brewer fans trying to will Peralta through this 4th inning. Edman in scoring position. 2 outs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 swinging. Got him with a curve on the inside corner. So Edman's 2-out double is stranded. In the middle of the 4th, the Dodgers lead Milwaukee 2-1.
When you want Dodgers, the only home is
against Yoshinobu Yamamoto. First pitch of the 4th inning. Strike 1 taken by Yelich. A first pitch splitter on the outside corner. Well, Yamamoto in his outing against Philadelphia didn't get a lot of chase. Well, the Brewers had the lowest chase rate in all of baseball this year. That's in the dirt. 1-1 on Yelich. And they have the best chase rate in the postseason as well. Though they did chase a lot against Blake Snell last night. On a 1-1 from Yamamoto. Yelich swings and misses. Strike 2. So 3 straight splits from Yamamoto. open up the fourth inning. Does he go 4 in a row? Let's find out. Strike 3, swinging 4 straight splitters to get out number 1 of the fourth inning.
If it works, use it. And especially if they're going to expand the strike zone. And that's what Yelich did the last 2.
That was mean of Yama. 3 Ks now, 1 gone in the fourth. Here's Andrew Vaughn. Strike 1 from Yamamoto, taken on the outside corner. Vaughn was the leadoff batter in the second, reached on an error at third base by Max Muncy. Yamamoto was able to work around it. The 0-1, Vaughn swings and hits a fly ball, center field, left of center now, playable for Pages. He makes the catch calmly, that's out number 2. Pages off the bat, first step was back, saw that it was off the end of the bat, and drifted in. 2 gone.
Just watching the outfielders, infielders too for that matter, but they have established exactly where midpoint is and then how many steps to your right or left, depending if you're playing the pull the opposite way.
Strike 1, given from Yamamoto to Frelick, an inside curve.
And I said that because Pages went to center, straightaway center, and then 16 steps over towards left center field, his position.
The 0-1 misses up and away.
So defense has it down to a science, and they establish it point of reference before every series in different ballparks. They know exactly where they're supposed to be.
The pitch. Frelick swings and slices one foul on the left field side. 1-2.
Then the question is, does the pitching pitch to the defense? And by that I'm talking about, well, if the defense is playing the opposite way and you're throwing soft stuff inside, that's pitching against the defense.
The 1-2. Yamamoto just misses outside with a splitter. Even count on Frelick. Your point being, Mo, having everybody on the same page will up your odds of recording an out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yamamoto into his windup. Grounded through the left side in between Muncy and the line. Just a slap base hit from Frelick to get aboard with 2 outs. Nothing Max Muncy could do. He was shaded over toward the 6th hole. And Frelick shot it the other way.
Frelick to be able to hit that pitch to begin with. That ball's down and away.
So tying run on for Milwaukee. 2 outs in the fourth inning, 2-1 Dodgers. Strike 1 to Caleb Durbin. Curve on the outer third for the right-handed hitting Durbin. Yamamoto struck him out in the second inning. And I'm looking with a fastball at the knees. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a foul ball off the plate. That's strike 2. Really conservative lead from Frelick ahead of that last pitch.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. He didn't move until the ball was almost swung at by the hitter.
Yamamoto needs a strike to finish this fourth inning. Out of the stretch. He got him! Perfect splitter from Yamamoto. Bookending K's in a scoreless fourth inning. He strands the 2-out single. Still 2-1 Dodgers. Game. in the second. He's the leadoff batter in the fifth. Peralta kicks and fires. Peralta plunks Paez, and Andy is now shaking out his left arm. Tossed the bat immediately. Dave Roberts raced out of the dugout to put his arms around him. Now Paez being looked at by Thomas Albert, part of the athletic training staff. So the Dodgers will have a leadoff batter on, but Paez hit by a 94-mile-per-hour fastball from Peralta toward the left hand.
Always concerning when you get hit in the hand.
And Paez, right now, he's going to stay in the game.
That may have been part of the left wrist, but the good news is that he appears to be okay, about as good as you're going to be after getting plunked. There's no padding right at the wrist in the back of the hand.
So Paez aboard for a second time, getting on for Shohei Ohtani and the top of the order. And Paez right on the top of the left pinky, the knuckle there. Peralta sets into the stretch. He deals to Shohei and misses away, ball one.
We're talking about the Brewers bullpen, and it gets heated right now.
Aaron Ashby, who opened yesterday's game for Milwaukee, threw 19 pitches. He's starting to get loose now. The 1-0 from Peralta is in there for a strike. A fastball on the outer half. Ohtani watched it. He's 0 for 2 in the game with a strikeout. He lined out to right in his last trip up. Peralta will throw over to first. No tag attempt on Paez, who stepped back on the bag safely.
Ohtani, to me, is just having difficulty picking the ball up out of the pitcher's hand. And I say that because he's taking a lot of pitches that are not bad pitches and swinging a lot of bad pitches.
The 1-1 from Peralta. Ohtani is jammed. Swung on and foul back. Strike two.
And teams just continue. The Phillies did it in the series, jamming him. And especially up and in. They also worked the ball down, and that was a severe jam shot right on the hands there.
Would have been ball two. Instead, it's strike two. Ohtani's had some good passes the last two nights. Was waiting on a result. On a 1-2. He strikes out swinging on a fastball that was upstairs. And Shohei Ohtani cannot figure it out.
He's having difficulty really distinguishing exactly where the strike zone is right now. He's chasing pitches.
Peralta's fourth strikeout, and Shohei has two of them. Here's Mookie Betts. Takes the first pitch, strike one. Well, you get the sense that Ohtani he's perhaps trying too hard and maybe overthinking. And he knows that it hasn't been a great postseason to start, and he wants to make up for it with one swing. The ball misses the outside corner. It looked like a good pitch from Peralta. Contreras then faked to throw down to first.
Well, your point is well taken, but the Dodgers don't need him to try and hit 6-run home runs.
Yes.
It doesn't work. Get on base, but pitch selection has not been consistent.
The 1-1 to Betts. That is low, ball two. Dodgers 2, Brewers 1. Paez on first, one out in the top of the fifth.
Paez has had a very generous lead.
Here's the pitch. Betts is jammed, pops it high in the air, drifting into the seats foul toward the Brewer dugout. Shohei 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for 5 in the series. Now just 4 for 34 this postseason. And 2 of those hits came in the first game of the wild card round, just to put his slump into perspective. Two and two on Betts. Peralta deals and misses inside and low. Ball three. It ricocheted off Contreras, the catcher, into the dirt. But Paez didn't even attempt to take second base.
He may be going here.
Betts walked in the first inning, grounded out to short in the third. At the plate for a third time. Here's Peralta's payoff. Betts chops it off the plate foul. We'll do it again.
And a shorter lead that time by Paez at first.
Right side of the infield open. Vaughn is holding Pages there.
Good gap in right center as well.
Of course, everybody knows that Mookie does love to pull the ball. But he's also the type of hitter that can shoot one the other way against you. Count still full. Another 3-2 pitch. Betts hits it on the ground to the left side. Fielded at third by Durbin. It goes to second for one. Here's the turn. That's 2. 5-4-3 inning-ending double play. Betts' second double play in as many nights. And so Pages gets on to start things off, but Peralta still faces the minimum in a scoreless fifth. We're halfway home in game 2. 2-1 Dodgers.
In the second inning, he's been on top of the game.
Facing Jake Bauers to start the fifth. Left-handed hitter swings at the first pitch, fouls it into the net behind home plate, strike 1. Eight-year, 6-season big league career for Bauers. He's been with 5 teams. He seems to have settled in here in Milwaukee. Yamamoto's 0-1. Bauers takes splitter, called ball 1 at the top of the zone, splitting the plate. Good pitch. Just perhaps got a blink from the home plate umpire right as it crossed home plate. So now it's 1-1. Bauers swings and bounces. Strike 2 foul, dribbling to the backstop. Bauers was a 7th-round pick of the Padres in 2013 out of my alma mater, Marina High School in Huntington Beach. Been traded a handful of times. Yamamoto's 1-2 splitter misses by an inch and a half, 2-2. Both bullpens now silent. We did see Ashby up the last half inning. The 2-2. Bauers swings, pops it in the air. That's tailing foul out of play on the third base side. At 4 rows over the net. beyond Max Muncy's reach.
2 pitches tonight. We've talked earlier about the low ERA when they've been, well, for Peralta at home, and for Yamamoto has been very good on the road.
On a 2-2, Bowers takes in the dirt. Ball 3 is a curve.
For Yamamoto, his ERA on the road, the best of any starting pitcher in baseball, 2.13. Batting average against on the road, the best, 168.
That is part of the calculus in having him pitch here in Game 2. Even though he had a tough outing in this ballpark in July, they trust Yamamoto on the road. Full count. Time for a payoff pitch. Bowers hits a high fly ball to right field. Teoscar Hernandez settles on the warning track and calmly makes the catch. Bowers just missed a game-time home run.
Yeah, he didn't quite get the barrel of the bat out in front. That ball maybe jammed him a little bit towards the trademark.
There's an inlet. There's like a section where fans can sit right up against the fence in right field, and then that was hit right by the inlet. Here's Joey Ortiz, the number 9 hitter. Bases empty, 1 out in the 5th. 2-1 Dodgers. Ball 1 outside from Yamamoto. Ortiz 0 for 1, grounded out back to Yamamoto.
Yeah, there are about 7 different angles in the outfield fence configuration.
The pitch. This is downstairs, 2-0. It's a great ballpark, great city to visit. Certainly regarded as a hitter's park, as we're going to see a mound visit now. Yeah. Mark Pryor, Will Ireton, and Dave Roberts.
And Will Smith motioned to the dugout, hey guys, come out and check on him.
So this is a concerning sign.
I think Will wanted to talk to Yamamoto, but he wanted to make sure the
At the bottom of the order, time run at the plate. It's just a 2-1 game. We're in the home half of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. That's ball 3. A fastball missing low at 97. 3-0 on the light-hitting number 9 hitter Joey Ortiz.
That's a challenge, and no free passes in number 9.
The pitch. There's a strike. And a fastball down the middle. And Ortiz is going to take time. Ortiz really turned it on after the first week of June. After June 6th at 267 the rest of the season. Finished with a 230 mark in 149 games. The 3-1 pitch is on the way. That's inside, ball 4. A 1-out walk issued to the number 9 hitter with the top of the order coming to the plate. Not what you're looking for. First walk of the game for Yamamoto. Ortiz, one of those base runners you mentioned. The Brewers have several of them with at least 14 stolen bases. Ortiz had exactly 14.
Exactly. So you've got some speed. Watching Churio coming to home plate, the pitch clock was about to get him. He had to call timeout before he even got up there.
1 on, 1 out. 2-1 Dodgers in the 5th. Ball 1, low and outside to Jackson Churio. He's 1 for 2. Homered in the first, struck out swinging in the 3rd. Going through a right hamstring injury is Churio. The 1-0 pitch. Churio hits it hard to left field, but Kike Hernandez runs to his left to retrieve the line out, and that is out number 2.
And that was a rocket.
Yamamoto now at 61 pitches.
Peralta's made 83.
Not out of the inning just yet. Here's Bryce Terang. With 18 home runs, drove in 81 this year. First pitch swinging and missing. Strike 1. Good splitter from Yamamoto. 93 with some arm side sink to it.
Trying another guy that can run. So unless there's a ground ball hit very sharply, you're not going to get the double play. Make sure you get the lead man.
The pitch. That's another splitter, but it's down. Ball 1. 2 outs in the 5th. Ortiz on first. Terang 1 for 2 so far tonight. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a foul ball off the mask. The home plate umpire, Gabe Morales. Will Smith checks on him for a moment. He's all right. The mask.
Well, Bruce Terang is the home run hitter in the family. His dad, Brian, played with Seattle.
Yamamoto needs one more strike. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Terang. Ortiz takes off. Strike 3 called. Smith threw down to second, but the throw does not matter. Terang called out on strikes. Yamamoto with strikeout number 5 to finish the 5th inning. 2-1 Dodgers. On to the 6th of Game 2.
LA's best sports star.
That's a good endorsement there.
AM 570 LA Sports.
offense, and how does the defense hold up?
On the payoff, Muncy grounds one toward the Brewer dugout. No change in the count. He's waiting on one of those big Max Muncy swings. Another 3-2 pitch on the way. Muncy hits one in the air. Center field. Frelick. He is at the wall. This ball is out of here. There's that big swing.
Okay. Next time, order a little earlier.
Max Muncy with a solo home run. 412 feet. No chance for Frelick to get that one. And it's 3-1 Dodgers.
And this play just got quiet. And Pat Murphy makes his way out to the mound. And with that home run, Daniels Jewelers, very proud sponsor of the trip around the diamond all year long. It's your family jewelers since 1948. I encourage you to visit danielsjewelers.com/baseball for a free baseball bracelet, along with $50 off a $99 coupon.
That was a bullet off the bat of Max Muncy. Sailed over the head of Frelick and over the wall just right of center field. It's the knockout punch of Freddie Peralta. He exits to an ovation here in Milwaukee. 2 outs in the top of the 6th. 3-1 Dodgers. We'll be back in a moment.
At Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming.
VAC and water heater products. Now in the game, Abner Uribe, the Milwaukee closer, to face Teoscar Hernandez. 2 outs, bases empty in the 6th. Strike one from Uribe, 97 on the sinker. We saw Uribe last night, and he ultimately gave up the game-winning run, a bases-loaded walk to Mookie Betts, one of 3 issued in his 9th inning. On the 0-1, Hernandez hits one hard right back to Peralta, off Uribe. He fields and throws. It's a low throw. It skips by Vaughn, and the play is blown dead. Teoscar Hernandez is going over to second, and he's deemed safe because the Brewers threw over there, but the umpires on the right side of the infield were saying ball dead, went into the camera well. It was a hot shot back to Uribe off of his backside, went to the left side of the mound. He went to the grass to field and throw, and it was a bad throw. Now Pat Murphy wants an explanation. Uribe throwing from his knees, skipped it by Vaughn's glove, and Teoscar Hernandez ended on the back edge of the dirt on the first base side. It definitely went into the camera well.
Yeah, and it was the right field umpire, John Lipka, who signaled the ball dead because it did go into the camera well. So a runner in scoring position.
So it scored a base hit and an error on Uribe. Teoscar on second for Tommy Edman. All this happening with 2 outs in the 6th for the Dodgers. Can Tommy Edman extend the lead? Here's the pitch. He takes strike 1. Max Muncy with a solo home run. The second Dodger home run of the game. And now a 2-run lead in game 2. Tommy Edman takes time. And Mo, after I said we're waiting on that Max Muncy swing, what were you thinking? Tell the folks.
I came really close to saying, yeah, watch this.
0-1 the pitch. Edman takes strike 2.
Well, again, I go back to watching Muncy in batting practice, and he was pulling the ball and hit quite a few up. But more importantly than just hitting home runs in batting practice, what about the swing? Well, the swing was there. Remember, Muncy, the previous at bat, lined out viciously to first base.
0-2 on Edman. The pitch. Strike 3, swinging, chased a low slider, and Uribe ends the inning. Works around Hernandez's single and his own error, but Max Muncy, the Dodgers' all-time postseason home run leader, makes it 3-1 Dodgers in the middle of the 6th.
Should not.
Sixth.
Yamamoto deals. Contreras swings and chops it to the left side. Muncy over to his left. In the glove. Transfers and throws. That's out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Yamamoto to start the 6th.
Yamamoto threw 5 innings of 65 pitches, so he's been very efficient in that inning.
One out, bases clear. Christian Yelich, who's 0 for 2. Yamamoto starts him off with strike 1. First pitch splitter. The 0-1, swing and a miss. That's a high fastball at 97. So Yamamoto, in the fourth inning, he threw 4 splits in a row and got Yelich to punch out swinging. Then he starts him off with the splitter here, then goes to the high fastball. The 0-2 now. Curve just misses inside. Yamamoto wanted strike 3 call, but missed by a couple of inches.
The success story for Snell last night. He got the Brewers hitters to expand the strike zone.
A ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Misses inside, nearly hits Yelich with 98. 2-2.
Yelich, 2018 National League MVP. Another former Brewers MVP in the house tonight. Throughout the first pitch, Ryan Braun.
Here's a bouncer to second base, scooped up off the dirt by Edman, throws to Freeman, 2 gone.
Ryan Braun, one of 3 others besides Yelich. Robin Yount throughout the first pitch last night. Raleigh Fingers was the other Brewer MVP.
And if we're being honest, that Ryan Braun MVP should have gone to Matt Kemp.
Yep.
But water not under the bridge. Bottom of the 6th, 2 outs, nobody on, 3-1 Dodgers. Ball 1 downstairs on Andrew Vaughn. Yamamoto with a low curve. Vaughn 0 for 2 reached on an error and flew out to center. The pitch. Fouled on the first base side. It was an excuse me swing. Found the bat.
So 17 outs recorded by Yamamoto so far. 8 have been hit on the ground.
Trying to get through the 6th inning. Still at just 73 pitches on a 1-1 to Vaughn. He gets strike 2 swinging. Fastball at 97 at the knees. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, one of the best in the business in just his 2nd year coming over from NPB. Made every start in the regular season. Now his 2nd start this postseason. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled straight back into the net. Still 1-2. Yamamoto coming home. Vaughn hits it to third. A looping line out to Muncy, who's there to make the catch. The Dodger defense perfectly positioned again. It's a 1-2-3-6 for Yamamoto. 3-1 Dodgers. Let's go to the 7th.
AM 5.
could have a few comments about this game.
The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Strike one. That was a big swing, and Hernandez couldn't catch up to a 97-mile-per-hour sinker down the middle. Aaron Ashby warming again, a third time up throwing in the Brewer bullpen. He's also joined by fellow lefty Robert Gasser. The 1-1 to Kike. Breaks in there. Strike two. Hernandez was moving out of the right-handed batter's box. Thought he might hit him potentially.
You know, a quick story. With Ashby warming up for the third time, that's one of those things that if he doesn't get in the game, so well, he hasn't pitched since. Yeah, but how about the warm-ups?
And he pitched last night.
Exactly. So that was a warm-up, an extended warm-up because he was starting the game.
1-2. Here's the pitch. Now Kike puts a charge into one left center field. This ball's got some carry. It is off the warning track. A one-hop off the wall. And Kike Hernandez standing up at second with a leadoff double.
Well, here's a run the Dodgers desperately need to add to the tally. They're up 3-1. That's their seventh hit, but boy, they need to put a tally on the board.
And that was a sinker that got too much of the heart of the plate. And Kike put a good pass on it in the deepest part of the yard toward one of those angles you talked about earlier, Mo. If that's maybe 10 feet to the left, it's probably a home run. Here's Andy Pages. Pages squaring around to bunt. The Brewer corners come in, get ready to crash. And Pages pulls back the bunt attempt. It's a slider 6 inches down, but called a strike.
That's not even close to a strike. And not because we're doing a Dodger broadcast.
Or because we're looking at the TV. That was just down. So now the 0-1, Pages getting ready to drop down another bunt. He does get it down perfectly toward the mound. Fielded by Vaughn, the first baseman. He throws to the covering Terang to get Pages. But Andy Pages, on back-to-back nights, Mo, has gotten down successful sac bunts, and he's going to be greeted at the top step of the Dodger dugout for getting the job done.
Absolutely. And Teoscar Hernandez, the first one to meet him out of the dugout. Just doing the little things. That's what this ball club has to do. You just can't go toe-to-toe and see how far and how hard you can hit the ball. Trying to set things up, and Pat Murphy makes yet another trip to the mound.
Well, you knew this was coming. Yep. Shohei Ohtani to the mound. They had two lefties warming up. He's going to bring one of them in. Kike Hernandez on third. One out in the seventh. 3-1 Dodgers.
Great moments in baseball.
Can he dial things in and get the job done here? Here's the pitch from Ashby. Ball 1, low, a fastball at 97.
Track the pitch, get a good pitch.
Shohei sets, Ashby deals and misses in the dirt outside, ball 2. This year in the regular season, Ohtani hit .279 against left-handed pitchers. He has faced excellent lefties here in the postseason, hence the 1-for-19 clip. He needs just one swing to get back to feeling like his old self. On a 2-0, Ohtani chops one foul toward the Brewer dugout. That was a sinker in the heart of the plate.
And just pulling off the ball. He's really having difficulty putting back good swings on pitches.
2 balls and a strike the pitch. Ohtani takes strike 2, a low sinker catching the bottom of the zone to even the count. The Dodgers are 4 for their last 33 with runners in scoring position. On a 2-2, Ohtani gets a piece of a low sinker, a foul ball off the plate to stay alive. He's hobbling a little bit outside the batter's box.
And that was a self-defense swing right there.
He just sort of flailed at it and got a piece. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ashby deals. Ohtani swings and he pops it up. Third base side, drifting toward the Dodger dugout, and it bounces on top of the dugout out of play. Infield in for the Brewers. Kike on third. 1 out in the 7th. Another 2-2. Ground ball, base hit right field. Kike trots home. Ohtani with an RBI base hit to announce himself to the championship series. 4-1 LA.
Well, just a big at bat, and that count went to 2-2. Fouled off a couple of pitches, and then finally winds up with a base hit.
In between Vaughn and Terang, drawn in on the right side of the infield.
Well, you're also seeing a different type of baseball in postseason. The sacrifice bunt.
Strike 1 to Mookie Betts.
You get the timely double to lead things off by Kike Hernandez. Then Pages lays down the good sacrifice bunt. Runner to third. Infield has to play in. If they're back, that can be fielded at first base.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2 on Betts. Ashby fooled him with a changeup. That was a run the Dodgers needed to have, and they got it. So it's a 3-run lead. Looking for more in the 7th. Still only 1 out. On an 0-2 pitch. Betts shoots one down the right field line. This ball is going to slice just foul. That right field corner is out of our view here in the radio booth, but the call was made by John Lipka down the right field line. Foul ball, so we'll do it again.
Yeah, into the corners. We have to rely upon what the umpires are saying because it just disappears. There's not a whole lot of foul territory all the way down the line near the foul poles either.
So Betts will have another chance. Like the approach there in a 2-strike count, though.
Yeah, outfield just moved the opposite way now with 2 strikes.
Another 0-2. Misses upstairs. Dodgers fell behind 1-0. A leadoff home run from Jackson Chourio, but they've scored the last 4 runs of the game to lead game 2. On a 1-2, Betts flips it to right field. It's going to hang up, though, for Chourio, who makes the catch. Ohtani back to first, 2 gone. It'll be up to Freddie Freeman in the 7th. So far tonight, Freeman 0 for 3. His first RBI of the entire postseason. last night. 2 outs, Ohtani on first. Ashby deals. Swing and a miss, strike one. Ashby in the stretch, looks at Ohtani, focuses on Freeman, and delivers strike two. That was a sinker at 97 on the outer half, about belt high. Dodgers 4, Brewers 1. 2 outs, a runner on in the 7th. Ashby's 0-2 pitch is on the way. And misses downstairs. A ball and 2 strikes on Freeman. Ashby offers. Freeman fouls back. 99 from the left-hander Ashby. What a weapon this man is for Pat Murphy in the bullpen. Opened yesterday's game. He's somebody the Dodgers expect to see a lot in this series. Another 1-2. Ohtani takes off. It's a ball in the dirt, and Contreras loses it on the transfer, so a stolen base for Shohei to get into scoring position.
And Ohtani had a very good jump on top of it.
First stolen base of the season, the postseason rather, after 20 in the regular season. In position to score. Can Freddie Freeman bring him home? Here comes the 2-2. Strike 3 swinging. Freeman chased a sinker down below the zone. So the Dodgers score 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. They leave Ohtani on base. We stretch in Milwaukee with the Dodgers leading Game 2, 4-1.
AM 570.
LA's best sports talk.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball
Frelick has one of the 3 Brewers hits tonight. It's a single back in the 4th. The 1-0. There's a strike. 95 on the outer half. Sal Frelick, former first-round pick out of Boston College. On a 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. That's a hammer of a curveball from Yamamoto.
It's the right over the top, nose to toes curveball.
On a 1-2, Frelick takes up and away. Yamamoto's fastball missed letter high on the 5'8" Frelick.
This crowd understands, the local crowd, they understand. They look, 9 outs to work with offensively for their home team.
The pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Betts is waiting there at the back end of the infield on the shortstop side of second. He throws to Freddie Freeman, and there's the first out of the inning. The all-important first out of every inning to keep the base paths clear.
And another ground ball out.
Well, Yamamoto, the only qualified pitcher in the league this year, Mo, to rank in the 85th percentile or better in both strikeout rate and ground ball rate. One out, base is empty. Strike 1 to Caleb Durbin. Another nose-to-toes curve. Durbin's 0 for 2. He struck out twice. The 0-1 pitch. That's strike 2. Yamamoto then pounds him with a sinker on the inner half.
At this point, the Brewers, they appears that Yamamoto is not pitching to what their scouting report was showing.
Swinging another ground ball up the middle. This time Tommy Edman fields it nearly straight up at the bag at second. Sets and throws. 2 gone.
Well, the thrill of October baseball. Games 3 and 5, or 3 through 5, I should say. The championship series will take place at Dodger Stadium beginning on Thursday through Saturday. Thursday's game is scheduled at 3:08. Friday's game penciled in at 5:38, depending on what happens in the America League. So don't get left out. Tickets available right now. Dodgers.com/postseason.
2 outs. Jake Bauers, the batter. Takes the first pitch ball. A splitter outside and low from Yamamoto. The Dodgers starter at 85 pitches with 2 outs in the 7th. Dodgers up 4-1. The pitch. Blowing outside again. Ball 2. Well, you don't have to go far back in the memory bank. Pull an example of a time the Dodgers were in control of a game and then still had to fight for their life to hold on. It happened just last night. 2-0 to Bauers is in there for strike 1. Blake Snell was in cruise control. The Dodgers led 2-0, entered the bottom of the 9th. And the Brewers got a run home, loaded the bases, and Blake Trinan had to bail out Roki Sasaki. On a 2-1, Bauers holds the trigger and takes strike 2. And Pat Murphy said even though if we would have come back and won, that would have been a steal of a win for us. The Brewers manager said that was a dagger to the heart to not win a game like that. Yep. So even though the Dodgers are leading by 3, these Brewers won't quit till the final out. On a 2-2, Bauers swings and bounces one to the right side. He's booking it down the line, picked up by Edman. He shot puts it over to Freddie Freeman, and that is a 1-2-3-7. 3 ground ball outs to Yoshinobu Yamamoto. 7 strong innings, preserving a 4-1 Dodger lead. Let's go to the 8th.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball.
An RBI double from Andy Pahis and an RBI single from Shohei Ohtani to get their 4 runs. Not going to settle for those 4. Here's Will Smith. First pitch, and he flips it towards shallow right center field. That'll bloop down for a leadoff single. It's a good start for the Dodgers here in the 8th inning. So Smith with hits in back-to-back games to open up the LCS. Fourth trip to the plate for Max Muncy. 1 for 3 with a home run. His 14th career postseason long ball, the most in Dodgers franchise history. Takes a first pitch strike at the top of the zone from Myers.
Tried to root the ball inside. Myers was hit pretty hard this year and going away from hitters. Hit over 300 on fastballs away in particular.
The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. High fastball at 94. Infield shifted over to the right side. The second baseman, Terang. And closer to first base than he is second. Myers misses upstairs. A ball and 2 strikes for Max. Myers setting up extreme first base side of the rubber. Delivers the 1-2. And misses upstairs again. Count evens up. You can hear the nervous silence here in Milwaukee. The 2-2 pitch. Misses low. Ball 3. Full count. There was such an eruption after Churrio's first pitch home run leading off the game. But since then, it's been all Dodgers. And LA would like to keep it that way. The payoff pitch. Low and outside. Max Muncy was behind 0-2, and he works a walk. First 2 on for the Dodgers in the 8th.
This is the perfect spot to add on.
Teoscar Hernandez, 2 for 3 tonight with a home run. 2 on, nobody out. First pitch, he flies it foul down the right field line into the second deck.
Dodgers tonight, 1 for 5, runners in scoring position for the Brewers. They have not had an at-bat with a runner in scoring position. They only had 1 opportunity in that spot last night.
Myers 0-1. Teoscar takes strike 2. That 1 hit for the Dodgers was Ohtani's RBI single, which snapped a 15 at-bat hitless stretch. The likely back-to-back MVP in the National League. Ground ball through the right side against the drawn-in Brewer infield, scoring Kike from third to make it 4-1. It is still that way as we sit here and now, but the Dodgers can add to it. First and second. No outs in the 8th. 0-2 on Hernandez. Myers kicks and fires. Teoscar stays alive, bouncing one foul toward the backstop. Another 0-2. Teo slices foul into the net on the first base side.
Outfield, boy, look at the gap in left center field. Huge. Center fielder really way over into right center as if an extreme pull left-handed batter's up there.
Teo might be licking his chops, that left center field gap. He's behind 0-2. Myers misses down in the dirt, ball 1. I'm sure you've seen that a couple of times tonight. We talked about it. There's 2 strikes and a count. You see Frelick a shade over to the opposite field. So we know Teoscar has the opposite field power. 2 on, nobody out in the 8th. 4-1 Dodgers. Myers fires. And Teo chops one to the left side of the infield. Fielded by Durbin. He throws on the run, and Hernandez is just beaten by the throw by a half step. But it's a productive first out for Teo as the Dodgers get 2 into scoring position now.
Yeah, but the Brewers, they really cannot afford, another run to be scored. So they're going to have to play in tightly, at least at the corners. Now, they may gamble and play back, or at least halfway. Geez, the shortstop looking into the dugout can't figure out. Okay, now they're telling him, no, you've got to play in tighter.
Tommy Edman, the batter, infield in, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out in the 8th. Here's the pitch, up and away, ball 1. Edman tonight, 1 for 3, a double in the 4th inning. Struck out his last time up. The pitch, Edman rips it through the right side. Smith scores. Muncy holds at 3rd. Edman adds another. 5-1 Dodgers.
Boy, hitting with opportunities. So the Dodgers have had some productive at-bats. Last inning, after the leadoff double by Kike Hernandez, sacrifice bunt by Pages to set it up. Then the RBI single by Ohtani. And here in the inning, a base hit by Smith. Then Muncy, as you mentioned, was down 0-2. He wound up getting the walk. A ground ball out, productive, moves the runners to 2nd and 3rd, and now Edman comes up with a base hit.
Milwaukee pitching coach Chris Hook will come to the mound and chat with Myers, who was a bit of a surprise add to the Brewers LCS roster. Myers has experience starting and going bulk innings, and Pat Murphy wanted to add some length in a 7-game series. So Tobias Myers was added, and Nick Mears was left off. So Myers getting some action here in the 8th inning of Game 2. And the Dodgers have gone single, walk, productive ground out, RBI single to start. So it's a 4-run lead. Runners at the corners for Kike Hernandez. Frelick shading toward right center to the opposite field for Kike. Dodgers on the corners. 1 out in the 8th. The pitch from Myers. Catches the outside corner, strike 1. So far tonight, Hernandez, 2 hits, 2 runs scored. Hitting .379 this postseason. He's waiting on an 0-1. Myers delivers. Kike with a big hack, but no contact. 0-2. The Dodgers have scored in 3 consecutive innings to take this 5-1 lead. The 0-2 pitch. This is up and away. A high slider. Dino Ebel and Chris Woodward giving instructions. Muncy on 3rd, Edman on 1st. Only 1 out in the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. Hernandez fouls it back over the net. We'll see at least one more. Myers will try again. A 1-2. This is inside. The count even 2-2. Kike flips it high in the air. That will drift out a play foul on the right side. How about the second half of the Dodger lineup tonight, Mo? A lot of activity from Muncy on down through Pages.
And even if it has not been base hit, moving runners over.
Yep.
Pages has been on twice. RBI doubled, and he was hit by a pitch. Laid down a beautiful sacrifice bunt. His last time up.
All parties set. At the corners, 1 out. Another 2-2. Upstairs, ball 3. It'll fill things up. Yeah, Muncy has reached twice and hit a home run. Teoscar reached twice, hit a home run in the productive out this inning. Edman has reached twice. Kike has reached twice. Pages has reached twice. That is 5 through 9 in the starting lineup tonight. That will get the job done.
5 through 9, they all have an extra base hit.
Full count on Kike. Here's the 3-2. It is low. Ball 4. Load them up for the Dodgers in the 8th.
And this crowd has gotten very quiet.
That is exactly the sound that you want as a road team in any game,
Absolutely.
but especially in the postseason. How about this night for Andy Pages? It could get even better. A little check swing, foul ball, dribbling toward Chris Woodward at first base, strike 1. In a wretched 1 for 27 slump to start the postseason. Well, tonight, he started his outing with an RBI double in the 2nd. Was hit by a pitch in the 5th, then dropped down a perfect sac bunt in the 7th to get Kike over to 3rd. Hernandez would then score the very next batter on an RBI single from Ohtani. Bases loaded in the 8th. 5-1 Dodgers, only 1 out. Myers 0-1 pitch. Pages fouls it away on the right side. That's strike 2.
Pages got that RBI double to right field in the 2nd inning. The pitch before he got the double, it was the long swing. Then he shortened up, went inside out.
Asked for time. He's granted it. The Dodgers trying to put a dagger through game 2. After taking time, Pages ready to go. The 0-2 pitch from Myers. In the dirt, well picked by Contreras. Muncy, Edman, and Kike Hernandez around the bases. Pages in the box. Myers 1-2 pitch. Pages skies it high in the air, left field side. Along the line, going back from short and foul ground. Ortiz makes the catch. Muncy cannot tag from 3rd. That is out number 2. But not a ground ball double play. So that means Ohtani will take his turn.
Here comes Pat Murphy.
Not going to let the right-handed Myers face Ohtani with the bases loaded. Robert Gasser, a lefty, has been loosening in the pen for quite some time. He will get the call. When we come back, the Dodgers have the bases loaded and have Ohtani at the plate. 5-1 Dodgers with 2 outs in the 8th. He grounded an RBI base hit through the right side. So, he's one for his last one. 5-1 Dodgers, 2 outs in the 8th. Bases loaded. Gasser to Shohei. First pitch, swing and a miss. Strike one. A sweeper low and outside. It looked like Ohtani was ready for a first pitch fastball. He didn't get it. Here comes the 0-1. Ohtani swings and fouls back, strike two. That was a sweeper. That got a lot of the middle. The Dodgers with 1 run in this inning. A chance for more, a lot more. Muncy, Edman, and Kike Hernandez on the bases. Ohtani at the plate. Waiting on an 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 swinging. Gasser retires Shohei on 3 pitches. And he whiffs on the last one. The Dodgers leave the bases loaded, but they do get another run. It's 5-1 LA in the middle of the 8th inning.
AM 570 LA Sports.
To face Joey Ortiz, spot of the order, it's a pinch hitter, Isaac Collins, who takes strike one. Collins, a switch hitter, batting from the left side against the lefty, or against the righty, Yamamoto. The 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul ball straight back, high fastball at 95. Muncy was toward the cut of the grass for the first 2 pitches. He now backs up to normal depth. 2 strikes on the pinch hitting Collins. Here's the pitch. And that's a splitter that tails outside. A ball and 2 strikes. Collins, then the top of the order. Churio, Turang in the hole. Anthony Banda, the left-hander, starting to get loose. The 1-2 pitch. Rolled foul on the first base side. And the Brewers applauding the top step of their dugout because it's just another pitch that Yamamoto has to throw. Now at 93. Last night, Blake Snell threw 103 to finish 8 innings. Yamamoto will try again. Collins takes strike 3 on the outside corner. A painted fastball at 98.
Well, you can't walk it to home plate and place it any better than that.
Jackson Chourio responsible for the lone Brewer run tonight. Back to the plate. Bases empty, 1 out in the 8th. First pitch swinging. Chopped to third. Muncy is there. In the glove. Calmly throws. And that's out number 2.
13 ground ball outs.
Bryce Terang steps in. Left-handed hitting second baseman, 1 for 3 tonight. Yamamoto's first pitch. Fouled on the first base side. Strike 1. Pitch number 96 for the Dodgers starter. The 0-1. Ground ball, second base. Stopped by Edman, sliding to the dirt in the backhand side. He throws to Freddie Freeman. That's the final out of the 8th inning. Yamamoto puts the Brewers down in order. 8 innings in the books. 5-1 Dodgers here in Game 2.
What's your handle, bro?
Follow us on X.
Great moments in baseball have been
Goodness gracious.
I mean, you talk about disembarking.
And Mookie Betts is hit by the first pitch of the 9th inning by Gasser. 91 up and in. Now Mookie is going to be looked at. He seems to be okay, but Dave Roberts and Thomas Albert, along with Freddie Freeman, are right next to Betts just to double check. That is the second Dodger hit tonight. Andy Pajas earlier took one off the left knuckle.
And this is somewhere just above the left elbow.
So a runner on for Freddie Freeman. Alex Vesia is now up in the Dodger bullpen. Yoshinobu Yamamoto worked a quick eighth. Gasser to Freeman, swinging a miss, strike one. Yamamoto needed just 8 pitches to get those 3 outs in the 8th, so he's at 97 in the game. The 0-1. Freeman slices one in the air, left field side, that is tailing toward the seats. And it drifts out of play.
Steven, the other story about that 97 pitches, only 20 were out of the strike zone. 20.
Andrew Monasterio now playing shortstop. Ortiz out of the game. He was pinch hit for by Collins, and Collins is done as well. 0-2 on Freeman. Here's the pitch. Hooks outside, ball 1. Now, it'll be interesting, Mo. Last night, Blake Snell had 103 pitches through 8 innings, but really wasn't tested. But Dave Roberts still went to the bullpen. I do believe that there was some regret on Doc's behalf after the game. So will he make the same move or a different one tonight with Yamamoto? Ball 2 outside and a square count on Freeman.
So it probably depends on a lot of the answer from Yamamoto when they ask him, how are you? How do you feel? We have not seen a drop-off in velocity.
Betts on first, no outs in the 9th. The 2-2 pitch from Gasser. Outside, ball 3. So after 2 strikes to start Freddie, Gasser has missed the zone 3 times, and now we have a full count. The pitch. Base hit up the middle into right center field. Betts is going to go from first to third. Freeman is going to dig for 2. The throw in from Frelick. It's a bouncing throw. Freddie slides in safely with a double. His first hit of game 2, and the Dodgers are cooking up here in the 9th. 2 in scoring position with nobody out.
Yeah, for Freeman, he just testing it. You made that big turn at first base and saw the fact that the ball was still rolling. Frelick had to pick the ball up. Little surprising also that during the second baseman, he went out to field the ball instead of staying on the bag, and the throw was to the bag.
And 4 fingers put up for Will Smith. The Brewers are going to intentionally load the bases and face Max Muncy. Muncy tonight, 1 for 3 with a home run and a walk. He has 14 career postseason home runs. One of those is a grand slam. He's at the plate here in the top of the 9th. Bases loaded, nobody out, 5-1 Dodgers. The lefty Gasser sets on the mound, kicks and fires. Muncy takes ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Level count. Infield in for the Brewers. Pat Murphy trying to keep the deficit at 4. Gasser and the Brewers looking for a ground ball. The Dodgers looking for insurance. The 1-1 through the front door. A breaking ball. Strike 2 on Muncy. Muncy is set. So is Gasser. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 swinging. Muncy went chasing. Flail at a sweeper outside. He's down on strikes. 1 out in the 9th inning.
This tonight, 2 for 10 runners in scoring position. And here comes Murphy. Another trip to the mound.
That'll be another break in the action. They'll try and play the matchups. They don't want Hernandez, Teoscar that is, to face the left-handed pitcher. So the bases are loaded still. One out in the ninth inning. Teoscar Hernandez at the plate when we come back.
At Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Mexico.
Teo and the Dodgers looking to put Game 2 out of reach in this LCS. Anderson kicks and fires. Hernandez takes outside, ball one. 2 in the second for the Dodgers to take the lead. 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. Can they get more in the 9th? Anderson on the first base side. Close stance. Kicks and deals. Hernandez swings at a bouncing ball to third. Fielded there by Durbin. He goes to second for 1. Here's the turn. That is 2. A massive inning-ending double play from Anderson. The Brewers load the bases with nobody out, but the Dodgers can't get anybody home. So it's 5-1 going to the bottom of the 9th inning.
When you want
patrolling center. Andy Pajes pushes over to right. Teoscar Hernandez to the bench. Contreras took time. Now steps back in. The pitch is low. 1-1.
Alex Vesia standing on the mound. He's ready to come in if called upon.
A ball on a strike. Yamamoto steps back, starts his delivery. Gets a foul ball on the right side. Strike 2. The last complete game in the postseason anywhere in the majors, Justin Verlander in 2017 in the ALCS 8 years ago tonight. A ball and 2 strikes, the pitch. Upstairs. Fastball at 96. A cut fastball, to be specific. Yamamoto crosses the threshold, now at 101 pitches. He'll try again against Contreras. The 2-2 offering. Chop foul toward the Dodgers on deck circle. But even if Yamamoto doesn't go complete game here, Mo, he will give the organization their first instance of back-to-back starters of 8 innings in a postseason since 1988. The 2-2 pitch. Contreras fouls it away on the right side. That was in the NLCS as well. Games 1 and 2 as well. Oral Hershiser, Tim Belcher.
Behind Contreras, you got 2 of the next 3 hitters. Lefties, Yelich, then the right-hander, Vaughn, and then the lefty, Frelick.
And Yamamoto put Contreras away. Fly to center. Dean lost it for a moment. He's got it. He's coming in and makes the routine catch. 1 out.
When that ball goes up into the air with the roof closed, you've got to find the baseball as it goes. Really, you get lost in the girders. And a different setup as far as the lighting as well. All the lights are on one level, high up, really attached to the roof.
Christian Yelich, 1 out and nobody on. 5-1 Dodgers in game 2. First pitch is a curve outside, ball 1.
That's what Yamamoto wants to do. Face the batter with nobody on base.
Muncy on the cut of the grass at third. Rest of the infield shifted over toward the right side. The 1-0 pitch. Cut on and fouled straight back. Pitch 107. A 1-1. Chop back toward the mound. Yamamoto fields it on the right side. Runs toward Freddie Freeman. Gives it to him, and that's out number 2.
15 ground ball outs.
One more out to go. Here's Andrew Vaughn. Strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Yamamoto trying to finish the job. Pitch 110. Fouled away. Dave Roberts sticking with his Game 2 starter. (0-2) on Vaughn. Pitch 111 coming from Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Strike 3, swinging. Yoshinobu Yamamoto goes the distance in Game 2. The Dodgers win 5-1 and take a 2-0 series lead in this championship series. Yamamoto's first complete game of his major league career and the first Dodger complete game in a postseason game since Lima time in 2004. The first pitch of the night A leadoff home run to Jackson Chourio. The next 110, absolutely nothing.
This has been an amazing start of the championship series in the National League to see who goes to the World Series. That performance last night by Blake Snell, arguably one of the better performances in postseason play in baseball history. He was able to get through that one in 8 innings. No runs, 1 hit, struck out 10. Well, for Yoshinobu Yamamoto, tonight, 15 ground ball outs, walked 1 batter. And who would have thought the Dodgers, it winds up a come-from-behind victory because that first pitch hit out by Chourio, as you're referring to, but the Dodgers said, nope, that's enough of that. Teoscar Hernandez tied it in the second inning, a home run, and then an RBI double by Andy Pages, another home run by Max Muncy. The Dodgers bounced back. Both ball clubs made errors, but for the Milwaukee Brewers, They did not have 1 at bat tonight with a runner in scoring position. They had only 1 last night. The Dodgers were 2 for 11 in that same situation. The Dodgers go up 2-0, and they return home to Dodger Stadium.
Mo, that was